roster of guys, Jimmy asked if anyone would be willing to talk about Jared, and I raised my hand and asked to do that. Jared and I spent a lot of time on the offensive side, and grew pretty close to hit him over the last couple of years. So I was honored that Coach Bonds let me have the opportunity to talk about Jared. So his is an interesting story, which most of you guys probably know, coming from Vermont. And having watched some of his game tape from Vermont and watching our St. Francis stuff live, it was a big step up in competition, as you might imagine. And beyond the move out to Southern California from his home, being with his dad and not seeing his mom on a regular basis, it was a huge adjustment, not just from a football standpoint, but from a personal standpoint. And he came out here junior year and had a great spring and summer for us, and won the competition job fair and square. And as an impartial observer, part of the staff and watching it, he won it hands down. It wasn't even close his junior year. And he deserved that spot. And he was very lucky to join a team with lots of seniors and led the team last year to a 9-3 record. Obviously a great season. We lost in the quarterfinals. And I could see year to year the improvement from him, just from the weight room and the on-field activities in the spring and summer. From junior to senior year, it was fairly remarkable. But I don't think it was because he was fighting for Golden Knight spot. I think it was because he was fighting to make himself a better quarterback and a better player. And he showed huge improvement in all facets of the game. I know Coach Bonds will talk about some of the specific stuff from a quarterback standpoint, but just his knowledge of our system and the intricacy of our offense. For those of you who don't really know our offense, Coach Bonds' system isn't real simple. It can be wordy, but it can be somewhat complicated in terms of understanding protections and blitzes and routes and everything else. And Jared knew them this year like the back of his hand. He called our hot routes in conjunction with Matt. Really made a huge leap from a quarterback standpoint, but also from a player standpoint, junior to senior year. And this year, you know, I thought he was dynamite. Better, obviously better this year than last in terms of the numbers. Not in the wins and losses, but certainly in the all the facets of the game, as I mentioned before. He unfortunately battled injuries the last few games. You know, in the Cathedral game, he was dragged down from behind in that horse collar and sprained his knee pretty good, and spent the week in shorts. And geez, we didn't think he was going to play again the rest of the season. And laced up and played the next game. And he sprained his shoulder, I think, second or third or fourth week. La Mirada, he got dinged pretty good. And he had a grade 2 separation. It wasn't a mild separation. It was fairly serious, and had it been on his right shoulder, he would have been done for the season. But fortunately, it was his left, and he was able to battle back. And I think, you know, if you don't really understand what that pain's like, it's hard to describe. And one day in practice, I was giving him the business about a throw and smacked his shoulder pad and almost set him down to his knees because I had forgotten his shoulder was sore. He says, "Easy on the shoulder, guy." I gave him a relaxed guy. You got shoulder pads on. But he really did battle the injuries and played a great season. And I know Coach Bonds will talk about the stats later, but the one that's, you know, stuck out to me is the 23 TDs. And to me, the thing that is hard to describe is the intangible of being the quarterback and the leader of our team is the maturity that he showed from junior to senior year. And I know there's great things for him in his football future, and we wish you the best of luck, Jared Leibowitz.
Yeah, so like you said, I've only been in the program for 2.5 years, but it's been the best 2.5 years I've ever had. And I feel like I've been in the program for as long as these other guys, and I think that really speaks volumes to the kind of kids that we have here, and especially the coaches behind me. Coach Corcoran, heart of the team. Coach Bonds, the head of the team. Coach Carroll, the mouth of the team. Coach Moore, the hands of the team, and Coach Stewart, the biceps of the team. So I mean, it's. I the coaches back here. Coach Vaughn's been like a second father to me. Absolutely love Coach Vaughn to death. He's been helped me in every facet of the game and life. Second thing I want to talk about is my parents. So my mom still lives in Vermont because my sister still goes to college there. So it was funny, like on game days, my dad would come to the games early. My mom would go to sleep about 4 o'clock East Coast time. So we'd just be starting up the game. She would take a little nap, and then my dad would text her after almost every play. And so he would show me a texting line, and it was about like 10 pages of iPhone text that he just sent, like, oh, like touchdown, and every single play he showed her. And I mean, that's just like to have that support. And then he would go home. We would go home about 1 in the morning. He wouldn't be able to sleep, so he would Google search, find every article that was written on that game, find every video clip, give his personal professional commentary on it, send it to all the people back home in Vermont. So I mean, my parents are just absolutely huge supporters of me and letting me move out here to play football with you guys. And that's the third thing I want to talk about is guys on the team. You guys make the season. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I had a blast with you guys, seniors, underclassmen, a couple sophomores. Just absolute best time of my life. And last but not least, I want to thank my O-line. Thank you very much. So, thank you.